Hello and welcome to another live stream of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency charts and trends. Today is December the 29th and we're going to take a look at a shorter live stream today, just going over the big four markets that I've been watching closely. So if I switch over to this view, let me clean this up a little bit. We can see that I've got the four main charts here that I've been watching up on the board now. We've got Ethereum on this side, we've got Bitcoin here, we've got Stellar or Lumens over here, and this could probably be replaced with Ripple and that would be okay, but this is what I'm watching more closely. And then we have Litecoin over here. So we've got the four, really some of the four core coins, and that could be argued that other ones should be in here, but these are the ones I've been watching and consistently reporting on so that I get the standard report going on over time. So I did a report that identified this top formation really well all the way along here. And it turned out that prices came down, made a bottom formation, and have corrected up. But the key thing to be looking at now is the difference between how much Ethereum went up, Bitcoin went up, Stellar and Litecoin versus these bottoms. And then I want to zoom in on each of them and take a look at what the price is doing right now. So here's the 1 minute. We can see it's looking softer. Go back to the 30-minute view. I got to zoom in on this now. This could be grab a parallel channel tool here. It could be a bull flag. And I'm wanting to see the same thing over in Ethereum as well, that we have a bull flag going on here. And I'd like to see that in Litecoin, and I'd like to see it in Stellar, but I'm actually starting to look at this in a much more pessimistic chart format. So if I go out to the 4-hour view, and even out to the, I guess, the 1-day view, and really step back. So we're starting to take a look at the full length and the full size of everything. So one of the guys in our Discord chat, you can find a link below this video if you're just watching now. Hey Klaus, good to have you along. Thanks for the thumbs up there, whoever's watching. I'm just quickly going over these things, mostly for my own trading journal, so that I have a record of what I'm thinking about as the markets are doing what they're doing. So I want to know if I'm thinking right or if I'm thinking wrong. And if I'm thinking wrong, I want to be able to go back and learn from that, and change the way I'm thinking to something more correct. So anyway, here's a Fibonacci of the entire move from the top all the way down to pretty much the bottom of prices here. And then we have the 50% level of this big Fibonacci, which matches out to some really good technical levels. And so I drew another Fibonacci from that 50% level and pulled that down. And you can see how that's matching up to all of these support and resistance levels all the way along. It's just amazing how it works out. And one of the most important ones I see down here is the 236 level. And it matches right up with support and resistance where we had back in May, June, July, August of 2017, when I thought all the alts were going to go up along with Bitcoin, but all the alts went down as Bitcoin went up. And so now that's an important price level. And what I'm beginning to see here, and I was imagining that this was going to be a format where the prices would be coming back up and retesting some of these levels and creating a top before coming back down here. And the reason I was thinking that is just simply for the institutions manipulating the market, getting all of the bulls really going crazy with their stop losses up way too close. And it just opens up an entire world of Bitcoin for them to push past the stops and scoop up all of these things. Have you ever, here, look at the volume here. This reminds me of walking underneath a tree that's just been snowed on, and you kick the tree, then whoosh, all the snow falls down on you. And we're coming up to another place here where the institutions can kick the tree and whoosh, all of these selling volume, all of this Bitcoin, people selling out of their Bitcoin will come into their hands. They've got the money to do it. They've got the patience because it's not their pocket money, right? They're being paid big bucks to run the programs that can do these moves to the markets. And so this is what I was thinking was going to be happening with the price of Bitcoin. Before the next run up, they're going to scare out all of the Bitcoin into their hands that they can. And that's just business, nothing personal. So I was watching for this to happen, where I'm going to be taking off a lot of my alts here and going to a stable coin while I'm expecting this route to happen. And I may even consider some short positions here. I've been practicing up and getting ready for more short positions. But it may be that prices are going to be dropping off from here down to those levels without that run up to the $5,100 to $5,300 level. And this is what I've wanting to go over in the charts here right now is, are we going to see that run to the $5,100 level, or are we going to be sliding off from here and heading a quick exit all the way down? So one thing I want to look at, I'm going to go to these other charts. Bitcoin is going to rally for the new year while stocks drop. OM sauce, I hope so. I want Bitcoin to go up. I want the alts to go up, but I got to pay attention to the charts, what they're telling me, and what it means statistically if this actually happens. So I'm going to zoom out here on Stellar, and you can see I was doing some parallel channel work, and I can see that there's these parallel channels, and then the price fiddles off and slowly dies. Parallel channel, it dies. Parallel channel, it dies. Over and over again, we're seeing this parallel channel, and then the price dies off afterwards. And I thought, you know, if it does break below these levels where we have support and resistance all the way along here, where is the next support and resistance? Not for quite a ways down. If it breaks 3,000 Satoshi, really there's nothing there to hold it up until 1,500. It'll drop by 50% or more just to come down to prior support and resistance. So while I was looking at this as a huge triangle formation earlier in the year and figuring it was going to go up to 9,000 Satoshi off those levels, now it's down to the point where it's looking like if it cracks down below these levels, it is clear sailing for down further. And so what are the criteria that I look for? We've got the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. We have prices coming back to retest the number 3 point on this 1, 2, 3 bottom. Of course, it's a very short term. It's over a 24-hour period, that 1, 2, 3 bottom. So now we have a larger 1, 2, 3 shaping up here. And if prices break above that, that's very good. If they break below this, it's not very good at all. Then I do believe we're going to be seeing some extreme screeching lows going on that are not going to be comfortable at all to anybody holding a coin. And at the same time, you can see in the background, the Bitcoin is fading off and coming down to the lowest lows of this latest, what do you call it, Bart Simpson pattern. And it could be fading off and being ready to spring, but with everything else showing this, it may be a different story. So some of the things I look for the top formations and the bottom formations now are the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, and I'm looking to see for a divergence in the RSI and in the on-balance volume. So this is actually a bullish divergence. This is looking like it's building strength, even though it's been pulling back. It's not nearly as back as far as it was before. So that's one view. The other view is that it's got lots of room to go down now before it gets down to oversold, so that there's lots of liquidity or whatever that they could be starting to sell into. Then the other thing I look for is the on-balance volume, and we can see this is generally more positive, where we had a lot more selling down to these lows than we have down to these lows here. So the selling is much weaker as we come down to those levels, and we're looking at the 4-hour bars. When we zoom right in, can we see, or am I stretching it to say this is a weakening RSI and a weakening on-balance volume in the 15-minute bars over the last 24 hours? Is it deep enough yet to call it? No. It's still within the range of this 1, 2, 3 bottom and coming down to the number 3 point. That's all normal retesting of a very, very low, and we'll see what happens. But let's go on to back to the main 4 chart. So we're seeing how these relate to each other. I'm going to go to the 4-hour view. The 4-hour view. And the 4-hour view. So here we are looking at Litecoin, also at the top of this range. We're looking at Ethereum, which made a nice bowl shape pattern and really broke out of this 1, 2, 3 bottom. Nice move up, but it's got a lot of space to be able to move down halfway. This could move down halfway. If this moved down halfway, well, this is Ripple that we're looking at. Okay, I was thinking, geez, those are different numbers. If this came back down to halfway, that would be quite a move down. That would be quite a lot of bloodshed. And the markets all look like they could be doing that. We're right along these top formation lines. Now let's go back over and take a look at Litecoin. One-month view, 3-month view. In this view, I can see stronger action going on. When I zoom out, let's go to the 3-month view again and zoom out this way. In this area, I'm seeing a good bounce of buying volume at each of these lows. As the prices were coming down here, there was a good amount of buying volume to stop that from going down. This has really grabbed up a lot of those coins. And we're looking at the 12-hour bars over many months. So if we zoom in, here's our 1, 2, 3 bottom formation shaping up. We've got the ascending wedge triangle, but there's still that question about what's going to be happening from now until it breaks above those levels. Are our prices going to be pushed back before, and is this going to be the next stage down rather than a rally up further? This one's not giving me the feel that we're going down with it. It feels to me like we're actually showing some strength all the way along here. We're seeing some really good buying. We're seeing some really good buying. We're seeing some pretty good buying. It's not significantly weaker all the way along. The selling stays pretty much similar all the way along as well. The RSI isn't giving us a divergence that's clean to work on this 1-hour bar. On the 15-minute bar, now it's looking, we've got a little bit of something. So we are seeing this type of idea where the buying came in and it's just stopped. It's really petered out. And now we're getting a bit of sales flush coming in just at these low levels. And the RSI is looking weaker, but so is the price. So it's still not that definitive. So this is what I'm looking for. Is there a definitive something showing us in the charts which way? And so far, it's giving me still a bullish overall view. Let me clean this up. And we're looking at Ethereum, 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. We called it out of this one, and we're holding this in our alerts package at a profit, and we've moved our stop loss up above our entry point. So many of these trades are turning out okay. And this is a good chart now. This is showing a different story. So we're looking at the 4-hour bar, a lot of buying here, very little buying here as we're coming up to the same prices. So that would tell me that it's running out of steam. Here's a really good one where the RSI is weaker, the unbalanced volume is weaker, and prices are pretty much flat across the top there. So we're looking at the 4-hour bars. Let's zoom into the 1-hour bars and clean this up. So even on the 1-hour bar, I'm going to go into the 15-minute bar that we were looking at for others. The RSI is weaker, prices are across the same. The on-balance volume is weaker, even though the prices stayed much the same. So this is showing weakness is coming into Ethereum. And when we can see it in one of them and it's not clear in the other, and then it gets more easy to nail it down. So now we're on to Bitcoin on the same 15-minute bars. And there it is, where you've got that on the RSI weaker, the on-balance volume showing a great weakness. At the same time, this is making a bit of a top. I don't know how far back these will all come. We had our 1, 2, 3 bottom formation there on December 17th. And now we're inside a larger 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. It still could be coming down to these levels here, no trouble at all, and find its bottom in this area. And then we'll see the change in on-balance volume, and we'll see the change in buying pattern switching out here as well. We'll see the RSI starting to continue to show strength compared to the price level, and that'll give us the indicator that it's actually turning around. But for now, Ethereum certainly looked like it was going to be sliding lower. Bitcoin on the 15-minute bars makes it look like it's going to be sliding lower from here, and we just don't know how much further down it'll go. Wouldn't be unthinkable for it to come down to these levels here. And that would be pretty normal within the range of what we're trying to set up here as a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. 1, 2, 3, nice. That would be make this much more solid. And the longer it takes down there to build up, the better the run upwards will be afterwards. Even though I'll just repeat this, my conspiracy theory. Even if we're coming down to these levels, that's all good. I still believe that we're going to be running up to the $5,300 level, and we'll have a top formation there and a major spike down to the $2,500 level from there. So I'm still watching for this, and I'm just anticipating it because this will draw in a whole bunch of bulls really putting up their money on the line, and then the institutions can sell past all of their stops, collect up all that Bitcoin that gets sold out, and happy days for them. Big bonuses on their checks, trading with money that's not their own on the institutional size. So I appreciate having a few people stop in to watch. I didn't do an announcement of any sort except a quick one on our Discord chat. So if you're interested in following these ones to see where it goes after this, do look for the Discord chat link down below the video. If you've got an idea of which way you think this is going to go and why, or if there's a different indicator you think I should be using in the chart analysis, be sure to drop a note, leave a message down below, or drop by our Discord chat and we'll chat about cryptocurrencies for the rest of the day. And that's it for this video. I've got another one coming up later today for the alerts members, where we're going to talk about how to trade correctly and lose your account in 10 different trades. I'll share those reports with you sometime later. Cheers, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll talk to you next time.